Hello, Steve White, Steve Arts 89. Well, I'm continuing on with my sci-fi movie marathon, and I watched the remake of the original Invaders from Mars film from, I think, 1953, and this was the 1986 remake. It was done by Canon Films, and as soon as I saw that, I was like, ooh, oh. Because I saw this on video back I'm sure I bought it years ago. I'm sure I watched it, and I liked it, and I was impressed by it, I think. But I couldn't really remember anything about it, because that was like 15 years ago. And yeah, some parts of it are really good. The visuals and makeup were very good. The production design, all that was good. Some of the scenes, some of the staging, some elements really worked. Other elements just seemed undeveloped and sort of amateurish. And there's always been this question, because Toby Hooper directed this film, and I believe he directed this film. But there's always been some question as to whether he actually directed Poltergeist, and people believe that Steven Spielberg did because it feels like a Spielberg film and it's so amazing and brilliant. Then you watch a film like this, which is pretty sloppy in some parts, and I'm like, there's no way this person directed Poltergeist. I'm sort of in the Spielberg directed that film camp, because there's just a lot of things that don't really make sense, that are just under dramatized and just sort of unsophisticated in general. And you're like, are they just aiming this at kids? Because it doesn't feel like a deliberate condescending sort of made for kids. It seems more like a not really thought out, not really developed, just little parts, little scenes that just don't really work. I mean, some characters, some elements do. I mean, Louise Fletcher as like the nasty teacher who ends up being possessed and sort of being the main sort of human that's sort of aiding the Martians, and she's great in her performance, but some of the scenes are just like she's doing stuff and I'm like, I'm blaming, not blaming the actor, I'm blaming the direction there. There's something off there, and I'm not sure if they're going for something that I'm not getting, or if they're missing what they're going for, or they just weren't really trying. I don't know. There's elements that just don't quite work. And I don't want to criticize it because there's other parts I really like. They set up the father and mother being really nice in the beginning and having a lot of fun with the kid. And then when they do change, it's more subtle, and you can see they're trying to be the people that, you know, they're now controlling. In the original film, they just went to total flat performances, and they just didn't seem human, and it was hard to believe that anyone would think these people were who they were. But in this case, you can kind of see how they were sort of getting away with it and trying to mimic the people, but they just weren't quite getting there. It was a bit more subtle. That worked better. The makeup and that of the aliens was bizarre. The production value is good, but the design is just... And the scene with Louise Fletcher's demise is just over the top, and I'm like, well, clearly that's where they were going, and they were aiming this more at younger audiences, but who is the audience for this? You know, older science fiction fans who watch the original were going to want to watch this. Yeah, kids would, but also teenagers and that. So I feel like you always aim for the fans, the sophisticated people, the knowledgeable people, and then make it, you know, so other people who don't have as much knowledge or are younger still have something to watch and value, and then as they get older, they can grow in and appreciate the deeper levels. So I think every film, and particularly genre films, should work like that on different levels, because otherwise you just end up with a film that appeals to one set of people, and then it doesn't have a life past its initial run. So I overall enjoyed it. There were some parts that were really good. I loved Karen Black's character. Like some of her direction was, I felt, where like they sort of didn't quite know how to handle the female character, lead hero, and she's doing very conventional things, and I feel like she's just being directed to do stuff, and her heart's not in it because it's just sort of stereotypical on some level, and yeah, so there are a few little bits that don't work, and of course the military are just, let's just blow up the aliens, because it's like, you know, just the idea that they could just destroy this superior force, this superior being, just with, you know, just pull out the guns and we'll save the day. It's like the original had that, but it was the 50s. You could kind of forgive it. This is the 80s, unless they're trying to parody the original and the way that the military was and portrayed, and just that sort of thinking. I'm not sure how much of this film is supposed to be parody or is it working on levels I'm not getting, or is it just not landing where it's supposed to in a lot of places? It's just seemed really uneven, at least, where it seemed to be switching between what it was trying to do, whether it's failing or not, or getting something I wasn't getting. I don't know, but I'm going to go. The kid's a little bit annoying too. He's not as cute as the original kid. He's kind of annoying, but not hugely. Just a few scenes here and there. But yeah, I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of Invaders from Mars, a 1986 canon films version. And also the titles are sort of Superman, Master Universe-esque, and they're really hard to read. Like, I really had a hard time reading who the cast and the characters and all that were in that. So that was the first weird thing I noticed. I was like, oh, it's a canon film, and I can't read the subtitles. I mean the titles. But it was still good. I'll watch it again. But yeah, issues.